On this video, I'm going to talk about the things that nobody's talking about. Everybody's struggling underneath the surface in today's market, but nobody's talking about it. On this video, I'm talking to you. If you're having trouble selling your house right now on the market and you're a flipper or you're a wholesaler and your business is struggling, this is for you. We're in a market shift. We've been talking about it for a long time, but right now we're seeing it. And we're in this gap between the market. And I think what I want to talk about today that nobody's really talking about is how the flippers feel when their houses are sitting on the market and are losing money on their house or trying to figure out what to do, right? And we just wrapped up our event, Flip Hacking Live. We do it every single year. If you haven't seen it before, you've got to go to fliphackinglive.com, check it out. We had 1,100 people grab tickets this year. It was amazing. Biggest event we've ever done. But what I saw was people walking around pretending like everything was fine when underneath the surface, they're actually struggling in their business. I've talked to quite a few people at that event and quite a few people since that have said, you know, I don't really want to bring it up. I feel kind of like a fraud, like a phony, and I feel like the market over the past few years has really helped me and my business, and now I feel like I probably don't know what I'm doing. I think I got lucky. I think I came into the market at the right time. I feel like a phony, a fake, a fraud. If that's you, I want to talk to you right now because the advice that I've been giving to people is probably very different than you're hearing everywhere else. The first question I have for you is, why would you possibly feel that way? If you've been getting deals and doing deals and making money over the past 3 to 5 years, the past 3 years, frankly, have been the hardest years to find off-market and deals, like off-market opportunities and discounted properties. There hasn't been a lot of distress in the marketplace. There haven't been a lot of sellers that are easily selling their house for pennies on the dollar, 50, 60 cents on the dollar. And there's been a ton of competition in the marketplace. If you've been succeeding and doing well over the past 3 years or so, you are awesome. And that's the first thing that you have to remember. A lot of times we beat ourselves up for something that's happening right now in the moment and we forget how far we've come. So that's the first problem that I see in most people. They don't realize how awesome they are, how many great things that they've done over the past few years, and they discount it when they start struggling. The second thing that people do is they shrink down and they forget about their tribe, their network, their people. And what they want to do is they want to try to figure it all out themselves. So this is the time where you need to ask for help. You need to figure out how to open up, how to be vulnerable and say, look, I'm struggling. I'm losing money. I need somebody to come take a look at this from an angle that I might not see. Somebody who maybe has been through something like this before. And what's happening right now is anytime we struggle as a human race, just people in business and life, in their personal life, in their faith, in their finances, all these things, we start struggling, we start bringing it internal instead of talking about it, instead of opening up and saying, I'm struggling. The reason why that is because you're afraid. You're afraid to be the only one that's struggling and everybody's going to look at you and judge you. I'm telling you right now, the second that you open up, the second that you talk about something like this, everybody's going to say, oh yeah, I'm going through that too. And if everybody that I talk to individually at the event would just get in a circle and there's 10 people there that I talk to and they all just said, hey, I'm struggling with this, every single person there would say, me too, me too, me too. So you're not alone. There's a lot of people going through this. It doesn't really help the way that you feel, but just know that you're not alone. The next thing that you need to do is start talking about it. Start bringing it up. Start talking to your tribe, your mastermind groups, your accountability partners, your family, whoever supports you in your business journey. So don't go to a family member who has no idea about business, who has no idea about flipping houses. Go to your crew, your tribe, like the people inside of a mastermind group, the people inside of a coaching program, people inside of a Facebook group, people at your RIA, those kind of things. Because believe me, they're all struggling. They're just not talking about it. And once you open up, they'll open up. So now we've understood that we're awesome. We have opened up and become vulnerable about what's going on, and now we can attempt to start finding solutions. And that's what I want to talk about for the rest of this video. I want to talk about solutions. So if you're out there and you've got a lot of houses listed on the market, maybe you have 1 or 2 houses listed on the market, maybe you have 10 or 15, maybe you have 25 or 30. The thing that you're going to have to do is you got to offload your inventory. You got to get rid of your inventory. And I don't actually care if it's at a loss. What you need to do is you need to figure out how to get rid of that old inventory, that stuff that's getting stale, and just figure out a price point that you can offload the inventory. When companies and department stores, shopping, supermarkets, things like that, when they have older inventory that's stale, they just cut the prices, and it's probably at a loss. What it does, though, is it brings more people into the store in that case, and they're going to go shop and buy other things, right? And so what you need to figure out is how to increase your margins. So let's say you're a flipper, and you've got 3 houses on the market, and you're going to possibly lose money on all those houses. The problem that you run into is right now you're focusing on trying to figure out how to sell that house at a small profit or a small loss instead of selling it quickly and bringing more money back in. So you probably have some company money, some equity, something like that in that property. You might have some cash that was put in there. Instead of it being 110% finance, you probably have some of your money that you could potentially get back to use again. You're also putting a lot of time, stress, energy into that could be focused elsewhere. So look, get rid of it. I know that's hard. Lose $10,000 on that house, get rid of it quickly, and then figure out how you can make money. So that's the next thing that you have to do. You can't buy another flip that's going to take 3 or 4 months to finance or to make money, to sell, to renovate, to fix up, to sell, to make profit inside the company. You got to make money now. So you need to figure out how to do that. And I want you to get creative. It might be go wholesale a property. You know how to find off-market properties. You can get one, you can wholesale it and bring money and revenue into the business right now. There might be a house that you have that is going to make profit and a house that's going to lose profit. And just sell them both quickly. Like get that one that's making profit, get the other one, and figure out how to bring in more inventory over the next month, 2 months, 3 months. Look for small projects that you can flip quickly. If you're a flipper, what else could you possibly flip? I know it might sound crazy, but how can you bring in revenue quickly? Can you buy and sell a car? Can you buy and sell some things, some items? Like just get creative about how you can make money. You have to make money. We call it surviving the gap right now. There's this gap between, you see it, what sellers are willing to accept for their property and what buyers are willing to pay. And it's slowing down the market right now. Inventory is still pretty low, but it's still slowing down the market. And that's slowing down your business. It's a business. It's got a heartbeat. You've got to make profit every single month. You can't wait. So don't wait like looking for a project for 3 months. Go figure out how to make money. You got to figure out how to drive traffic, drive revenue, get money in the door. And it can't be 3 months from now. It can't be 4 months from now. You can't lose money on 3 houses. Be a full-time real estate investor, not have anything else in the pipeline that's going to make money, and then buy a house today that's going to make you money in 3 months. You might have some crews that you work with that you could go out and do some retail projects with. So those crews might give you your pricing, and you go out and sell retail projects. There's a lot of different things that you can do. What can you use in your skill set? What are you good at? If maybe you're amazing at project management. Can you go manage a project for somebody else for a fee? Maybe you're amazing at design. Can you design for other flippers like with some of your time? You're probably spending 10 extra hours a month or a week trying to offload that property that's bothering you, where you can spend 10 extra hours that week instead doing money-making activities, like actually figuring out how to make money while you're out making more offers, looking for your next project, and just offload that property for a $10,000 loss, $15,000 loss, $5,000 loss. There are also some other creative ways that you could sell these properties. If you're just listing them and selling them on the MLS to conventional buyers, VA buyers, FHA buyers, what if you did some more owner financing strategies where you're selling your property on owner financing? I'm actually going to make a video about that right after this, about owner financing. I'm going to give you a strategy that you can use to sell the properties that you have right now that are stale, they're sitting on the market, and you can sell them and bring in revenue right now today. And I think that's the way that most of you that have houses that are listed right now should probably think about and run the numbers. Some of you are thinking about turning them to Airbnbs, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, things like that. Maybe a place for nurses, or doctors or traveling people like that for like a midterm rental. And all that stuff is smart. All that stuff makes sense. You should be running all kinds of different exit strategies and variables on these houses right now instead of just saying, well, I'm just going to list them. I'm going to take a loss. Like there's some other ways that you can generate cash with the inventory that you have right now. And so just think about that. What are you best in the world at? How can you make money and how can you get money in the door today? And what creative ways can you use some different strategies to figure out how to make money right now? Can you run an event? Can you do some coaching? What can you do with your experience and your background to bring in revenue now while you continue to survive this gap and build your business over time? It's not all doom and gloom right now, but some of you are out there, you're struggling, you got houses on the market that aren't selling. I know who you are, I know that it's true, and there's other people that are just like you. So share about it, talk about it, find a tribe, find the right mastermind, find people that you can share this stuff with that will support you and help you and give you strategies on the back end to do it. We have one. You can go to 7figurealtitude.com. You can go to 7figureflipping.com. There'll be a link in the description and check out what we've got going on. We are talking about this stuff on a regular basis. I push the people that I talk to go share vulnerably inside of our Facebook group. And on the next video, I'm going to give you a strategy that you can use to use owner finance. I'll talk a little bit about how we do it, and you can make big money and get paid 3 different times when you buy a house, and in this case, you can sell a house using a different strategy to put money in your bank account right now.